Thank you, my friends. Your advice is invaluable. I will defeat Seamus and a new empire will rise. A holy Griffin empire. I'm ready. I've never put to paper a story of my own creation. I have always left the histories to the blind brothers and the priests. But this time I'm waging a war to found an empire, and I'll not have it embellished nor enshrined as if I were the champion child of the dragon gods. I am but a man, and this story is for men. Men who fight beside me. Men who die for the right to forge their own destinies. There remains but one gate between us and the dawn of a new empire. We march on the Duchy of Stag. Make your final preparations. Say your final prayers. This is our final march to victory!
And so we brave the wrath of the dragons, and found a new empire that shall eclipse their glory.
It means much to have your approval in this folly, Anastasia. I'd trade all the spoils and glory for 2 decades of peace.
2 decades? 20 years with nothing to do but farm and frolic? Is the Duke planning on raising a brood of little griffins? Custom requires that you first take a wife.
Just peace for now. That's all I want.
Then let's go and win this war. I will follow you on to this story's bitter end.
Andrash Raven has sent message. 4 tribes of orcs and beastmen march through the forests and mountains of Ireland to join Ivan, Emperor of Griffin. Terrifying army.
That is good news, my friend. Very good news. If we can reach the castle from the south, we'll have an ally coming from the northeast to cause havoc. But for now, there is still Ronan's Gate and 7 leagues of forest between us and the castle Seamus is hiding in.
Ivan, right. Enough diplomacy. It's time to fight.
Murazel, Kente thinks this piece of a broken sword is worth something. He broke a tooth biting on its metal.
This is something special. You might even call it an omen. This is part of the Blade of Truth.
The ancestral sword of the Falcon. So this is what became of it. I wear its brother at my side. The very blade that shattered it.
Not its brother. You wear her son. The Sword of Truth was forged to enlighten the Emperor, so he might wisely guide the 6 duchies. Your swords were forged in the same fires of pure light, but each with a different purpose.
Why do you say this is an omen? Is finding a bit of broken sword a sign that my endeavor is frowned upon by the dragons?
No, quite the contrary. If you were to find the rest of this sword and find a way to make it whole, it would mean Elrath has given you his blessing. At least, the sword should rest at Empress Maeve's side. As we feared, the angels are still deliberating. They have yet to choose a side in this conflict, and for now each maintains individual fidelity to Seamus or yourself.
That's nothing to fear, Murazel. As long as those loyal to our cause remain at my side, we shall surely win.
Angels fighting angels to choose an emperor. I had hoped to convince my brothers and sisters that they should remain neutral and fight for neither side. So many lives have been lost.
And what of you, Murazel? Will you stand aside?
I am a servant of Elrath, before I'm an angel. And I believe you are his chosen emperor. I will fight beside you until you are on the throne, or we are both in our graves.
Empress Maeve, the last ruler of the Falcon line. Her death gave way to a civil war. I have often wondered if she would have approved of my plan to take her vacant throne. The histories of Ashan will remember her as weak, but I knew her better. She was as strong as any woman I have ever known. It was the Falcon Empire that had grown decrepit and old under her feet. Some die too young. Others refuse to die until someone comes and takes the life from them.
Greetings, Chosen of Elrath. It's a beautiful day for fishing, don't you think?
The only thing I want to see in a river is Seamus's dead body floating by.
If you wait long enough, all seasons come to pass.
While we wait, the war still rages. I march on Stag, and we'll be very close to Irulan. Will I be fighting alongside elves or against them?
Neither, Chosen of Elrath. The elves won't be fighting this war. It is not ours. But when you approach the river protecting Castle Horncrest, be sure to take line and pole. I think you'll be very happy with your catch.
Greetings, Duke Ivan. I appreciate you not filling my poor carcass with crossbow bolts.
It is not a griffin custom to fire upon a flag of truce. Approach. You will not be harmed.
Ivan, I still say we should kill the horse. Ivan knows this is a ruse.
No, my friend. It is not every day that the right hand of Seamus comes to parley. Let us hear what he has to say. We may learn something through the lies.
Let me cut to the thick of this, Duke Ivan. My lord Seamus proposes a meeting to come to terms. He offers you the hand of his daughter, Nolwenn.
I have already refused this offer. I will not bow to him.
It is not you who will be doing the bowing, Duke Ivan. If you marry his daughter, accepting his blood into your lineage, Duke Seamus shall bow to you.
What craziness does Lord Wilhelm speak?
Are you saying that Seamus is admitting defeat? The war is over.
Come to the ruins of Falcon's Reach. Duke Seamus of Stag shall recognize you as Emperor Ivan of all the armies of Elrath and absolute sovereign of the Holy Empire.
And here I am, face to face with the enemy. What a wicked world he comes from. Seamus was once a trusted friend of my father, and like an uncle to me. Upon Maeve's death, everything changed. With the determined fire none suspected he possessed, he set ablaze our lands and put the sword to my people. There were those who saw the strength of an emperor in his cruelty and the fear he inspired. They rallied to his banner. I see only pride and the sickness of entitlement. I shall marry his daughter and call him father. And in so doing, the enemy and all he and his wicked world represents shall die.
It is time we put an end to all this, cousin. To the victor go the spoils. You get the throne and the most beautiful bride in all the Empire.
Duke Ivan has seen many women more beautiful both within and beyond our borders. This marriage is a necessity, a remedy for a dying empire. I shall play my role, as shall he. There is no need to sugar the coating of the medicine.
Silence, child. If our dear Ivan learns the true nature of your insolent character and the years of bickering he must endure, he might refuse the wedding. I'm making the good bargain here, rid of you for the meager price of an empire.
Nolwenn, you have indeed grown into a beautiful woman, and you have the character that suits an empress.
Thank you, Duke Ivan. You have become the man I imagined you would become as a boy. Lest these recent stories of your treacheries.
Ah, Ivan, Ivan. always the Griffin. My daughter seems to like you already. How quick you are to steal my subjects' loyal hearts.
Let us get on with this, Duke Seamus. Though I am eager to plan a wedding, I am more pressed to end this war. Take a knee and pledge your fealty, and let the peace begin.
I shall bow to you, Ivan, as I bury you and throw dirt upon your open grave!
This is treachery. The princess has been murdered. Ivan has killed my eldest child. Such were the words of Seamus as he escaped the meeting site, leaving his daughter's blood on my hands.
Ivan the Aspiring, the Emperor, would shape the world in the image of his own desires.
Dark Elf, you do not want a war with the Holy Empire. This infamy shall not go unpunished. This day you meet your dragon.
Melassa is too busy this day to accept my soul. You have much to learn, Emperor. In every defeat there is a victory. You shall soon understand the wisdom of the Blades of Erebos.
Once an enemy, always an enemy. Seamus sacrificed his own daughter to cast a shadow on my claim for the Empire. I should have known.
Trust is not on trial here. You did what must be done. It was a chance to end all bloodshed.
Blood is all we know! Half of Ashan will soon think that I murdered Nolwenn. She lies in my tent, dead to prove it. My closest counselors are an archangel and a necromancer, and we can't put the life back into a body that's still warm.
Ivan, we cannot find her soul. She has already passed on. It all went so quickly. I cannot even find trace of her ghost. Muriza has tried everything.
What does this mean? How did this happen? Jorgen, you are my master of secrets. How could Seamus set such a trap without us having the slightest inkling of his intentions?
Seamus's closest allies, including Wilhelm himself, believed Seamus was going to kneel to you. Our spies had no way of knowing what was about to happen, because no one did.
Someone knew! Or was I fighting ghosts out there? They certainly look like Dark Elf assassins to me. You think they just happened upon us?
You were attacked by the Blades of Erebos. I doubt that Seamus sought them out. The Blades most certainly offered their services to him, and him alone. Seamus was given an offer he could not refuse.
A man willing to sacrifice his daughter for a throne is not fit to rule. Make preparations. We have an empire to build and one last duchy to conquer.
Ivan, I regret your loss. Nolwenn would have made a great bride for you. But...
Tanis, this wedding was an affair of reason, not of the heart. A chance to bring peace to the realm. But now, indeed, do I mourn for this poor woman betrayed by her own father.
I believe I may have found something to explain why the lady's soul cannot be found. I think the Blades of Erebos stole it.
Stolen? Her soul?
It has been done. Both the Angels and the Faceless crafted such objects during the Elder Wars.
Yes. The Hall of Memories. I remember the stories of the Archangel Michael. But this soul-stealing artifact must be miles below the ground by now.
I have two reasons to think it closer. Firstly, until Seamus is crowned Emperor, the Blades of Erebos will stay within crossbow range. The other reason is this massive illusion spell I discovered.
You are not welcome here, Bride Slayer! Return to your duchy and grovel in your shame! Nolwenn was like a daughter to us all.
I am innocent, Amilcar. We were betrayed by Dark Elves, working for Seamus to sway the people to his cause and strengthen his claim on the throne. It is Seamus who should be shamed, if he were capable and not a slave to his ambition.
You are the one who employs a Faceless in his own council. You are the one with ties to the Dark Elves!
Let's drink on this, Amilcar, and talk. You know me. I am not such a man that would murder a woman to further my own cause.
Leave these lands, Ivan! It is because of who you once were that I do not run you through where you stand. The shadows cast by that cursed empty throne have changed you. I will never bow to what you have become.
us, Bride Slayer. If you defy me, I shall show you no mercy.
That is no longer for you to decide, Amilcar. The outcome of this battle will be decided by the dragons, and I know at least one of them is on my side. I had crossed the gates of Stag and into the heartland of Duke Seamus. Though I knew this final confrontation would be harder than any other campaign I had yet fought, for the first time I marched convinced that I was on the right path. Whether the dragons wanted this or not mattered little. I knew this is what I had to do, because there was no one else who could.
Soldiers of Elrath, allies of Griffin, today you do not fight for the glory of a duke. You fight to forge a future for your sons and daughters. On the ashes of the old, we build a new empire. And like the phoenix, we shall be born again through these flames. Today, we forge our own destinies!